next 60 days, we are going to focus on creating 10 to 15 videos, not shorts, videos that can quite literally get you monetized by the time you enter 2025 and change your YouTube journey forever. But before we get into the how of things, what exactly do you need for monetization? You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to become a part of the YouTube Partner Program. Now, most creators are under the impression that it takes hundreds of videos and years of publishing to actually get to that point. But let me show you something. This is a video on my personal YouTube channel that single-handedly got my channel monetized. I had been uploading for quite a while before this video, but nothing seemed to be working. So what did I do differently here and why did it work? Well, in the past year or so of researching and creating content on YouTube, I have figured out a system which, if you apply correctly, can get you similar results without you having to shoot in the dark or keep waiting for a lucky break. And this is exactly what you're going to do. Start by making a list of the top 10 to 15 channels in your niche. Now, I am assuming that you already have a niche. If you don't, check out this video right here because that will teach you everything you need to know about it. Now, you can use either Google Docs or Notion to create this list. The idea is to look at channels that are doing really well in your space because clearly they are doing something right. Here's a list of channels in InVideo's niche, which is YouTube growth and AI. If on the other hand, you're in the self-help niche, this is what your list could look like. Now, once you've done that, for each of these channels, you are going to take a look at their top performing videos and note them down in your list along with the links and the date of upload for reference. Now, this exercise is going to take you about an hour to finish, but by the end of it, you will have a list of 20, 25, 30 very high leverage video ideas. This is your preliminary idea list. The reason that we're doing this exercise is because if you want to get monetized fast, you want to create content on topics that audiences already want to watch. And for these topics, we already have proof of concept that audiences want to watch these videos. Now, once you have this preliminary list, you are going to go back, look at it again, and pick the topics that have done really well in the last 6 months or so. This gives you an idea of topics that are currently working well according to the current algorithm space. For instance, if you look at the topics on Charisma on Command's channel, you will see all of their top videos are topics that they did 5, 6, 7, even 8 years ago. None of their current videos fall in that space. And while this means they are evergreen topics, it also means they are very saturated. They probably have a lot of competition and might not be the best topics to target right now. On the other hand, if you look at popular topics on Easy Actually's channel, you will see that most of the videos that have done well on their channel have done so in the past 6 months or so. Here are 3 that I could find very easily. So this exercise basically gives you an idea of the topics you need to target for your channel right now. Now, there are about 10 weeks till you get to 2025, and assuming that you plan on posting 1 video a week, which by the way is a very realistic goal, you want to shortlist 10 super high leverage ideas that have proven to work and that you know are going to be your best bet. If you can post more than 10 videos, I would recommend shortlisting 15 ideas from that list. Pro tip, also look at end of the year ideas since it is the last 2 months of 2024. Topics and or ideas with the keyword 2025 are also going to be trending and going to pick up pace as the year end approaches. So in the self-help space, this can be topics like how to glow up before 2025 or 60-day transformation challenge. In the YouTube growth space, creators will be talking about strategies and things that you should be doing for 2025. So whatever niche you're in, go back, look at your top channels, look at the videos that have performed well for them same time last year. So November, December 2023, what has done really well for them? Are there any topics that have done really well for them? Go ahead, note those down. You ideally want 1 or 2 of such topics in your list of 10 ideas as well. Once that is done, you now need to focus on the packaging for your video, which is your title and your thumbnail. Yep, you do this first before your script because this is what ensures that people click on your video. And and nobody's going to watch your video if they don't click on it. Plus, when you do this first before you start scripting, it actually keeps your mind very free of bias from the content of your video, and you have a chance to get more creative. Again, to nail this, you are going to look at the top performing videos for the topic that you've chosen. Let's say that your video is about how to stop procrastinating. You're going to go to YouTube, search for this topic, and filter out the search result by their view count. Look at the top viewed videos on this topic and look at their title and thumbnail. Again, you want to stay current here. You ideally want to look at videos that have done really well in the space of the last year or so, because the thumbnail design and also title styles change over a period of time. The algorithm changes and people adopt different styles. So you want to stick to something that is relevant right now, and you want to pick videos that have done past in the last 12 months. For example, I found these 3 videos on procrastination that have done really well in the last year. And if you look at their titles and thumbnails, they have a few common themes. One is all of them have a lot of text on their thumbnail, which actually signals to the viewer what the video is about. And 2, their titles are very specific. They approach procrastination from a specific angle instead of just saying how to stop procrastinating. Rory Ohama's videos caters to people with ADHD who are struggling with procrastination. Nicholas Christie focuses on the self-discipline aspect of procrastination. And Kian Luke gives you like a 56-second cure to procrastination, which in itself is very intriguing. The thing they're doing is giving a specific solution and building intrigue through their packaging to get people to click. So when you are doing this exercise, you actually want to look at patterns like this. Just ask yourself why this particular video, out of all of the others, has gotten millions or thousands of views. What are they doing differently in their packaging, in their title and their thumbnail that seems to work? And then try to emulate that for your own title and your thumbnail. Initially, I would go and recommend that you mirror titles and thumbnails of the popular videos because they have proven to do well, and continue to learn about the process to add your own unique spin to it. We actually have a complete video on how to design killer thumbnails for your video, so make sure you go check that out next. Now, once your packaging is done, it's time to start focusing on your script, because it is the actual content that makes people stay once they have clicked. Now, within your script, the core content of your video needs to be very well researched. So for this, you need to again start by checking the top 5 to 7 videos for the topic that you're creating your video on. Again, the more current, the better, because that is more abreast with, relevant research. And note down the best points from each of these 5 to 7 videos. For instance, if you're creating a video on how to become more confident, look at the top 7 videos on how to become more confident and note down the points that each of these videos mention. You will find tips like maintain eye contact, practice positive self-talk, embrace small risks, etc. are often highlighted in these videos. So you definitely want to incorporate these in your video, but you don't just stop there. The next thing you want to do is add stuff from personal experience, right? So you must have gone through situations in life that have taught you to be more confident. Incorporate those lessons into your script as well. And in addition to this, you also want to dig a little bit deeper and go and look at the comments of these top 5 to 7 videos and see if there are any unanswered questions in those comments. You want to also incorporate points that address those questions. When you do this exercise, this actually makes your core content very meaty, very information packed, and actually better than most content out there on YouTube. Now, once you have this core content sorted out, you next want to focus on your intro, which is the first 30 seconds to 1 minute of your video, which ensures that people who have clicked on your video actually want to watch it the rest of the way through. This is perhaps the most important part of your scripting, because if you don't get this right, people are likely to drop off in the first 30 seconds. And if they're dropping off in the first 30 seconds, YouTube is not going to push your video out further to more viewers. Again, you're going to do the same thing. Go look at the top videos that you researched for your scripting, for your title, your thumbnail, and see what their intros are like. Now, I'm not going to tell you to mirror their intro exactly, but what this tells you, it gives you context about what are the kind of intros that are currently working. Are they short? Are they long? Is there a lot of build-up involved? Are people getting straight into the content without even having an intro? We actually have a full video on how to write killer intros, so make sure you go check that out next. But for now, I have a golden formula for you to write a banger intro every single time. The first thing you're going to do is reiterate the message from your title and your thumbnail in your intro. This is to ensure that viewers don't think your video is clickbait. So if the video is about glowing up in the next 60 days, you can say something like, in the next 60 days, we are going to focus on glowing up every single area of your life. Next, you're going to set up context for what is to come in the video by giving proof that you know what you're talking about. So going ahead with the same 60-day glow up example, you could say something like, I have spent 4 years creating a set of routines that help me live my best life. Next, you want to make a promise to the viewer that will help improve their life or their work or whatever the video is about in some way. And this is the promise that gets fulfilled by the actual content. For example, you can say something like, by the end of this video, you will have the exact systems to become more organized, disciplined, and level up in every single area of your life. And finally, in your intro, you want to offer the viewers something that compels them to stay till the very end. For example, you can say something like, make sure you stick around till the end because I have the exact blueprint for you to get started with this journey today. A pro tip, keep the length of your video between 10 to 12 minutes because this is kind of like the perfect length that allows you to get closer to monetization much faster. Shorter videos will take a longer time to get monetized because less watch hours, and longer videos will take a lot more time to produce and you will not be able to maintain consistency. Now with your script out of the way, next you focus on actually making the video that you're going to be publishing. Now if you've done enough legwork up until this point, this part should actually be a cakewalk. It should not take you a lot of time because all of the work that needed to be done has already been done. Plus, you can also take the help of AI tools to actually speed up the video creation process. You do not need to spend hours editing, conceptualizing, thinking. Just focus on these 4 things for the next 10 weeks. 1, a crystal clear voiceover, and make sure that you're using your own voice because people connect with that better. Plus, it gives your videos the unique advantage that is you. Audio experience is very, very crucial to the success of your video. Bad audio can ruin the experience much faster than bad visuals can. So to simplify this, you can use a tool like InVideo AI where you clone your voice and then you go ahead and use that cloned voice for every single video to narrate every single video without having to record it again and again. This saves a lot of time, trust me. Next, in your video, you want to match your visuals to what you are actually saying in the script. Uncoordinated visuals just make attention drop really, really fast and you don't want that. But when your visuals are in tandem with what you're saying, it actually keeps viewers glued to the screen. Look at Decoding YT's channel, for example, right? He has very simple, very minimal, very basic edits, but his visuals match his storytelling, and that is where the magic lies. And again, if you're using an AI tool here to make your videos like InVideo, make sure that you go back, check your entire video, and wherever it is that your visuals don't actually match what you're saying, you go ahead and replace those visuals either by uploading your own videos to the platform or by using relevant videos from the stock library. Next, you want to have clear text and subtitles in your video because that makes it a lot easier for your viewer to follow through what you are saying in the video. And that again retains attention a lot better. And that's exactly what you want. And 4, you want to choose background music that fits the mood of your video. If you're making a horror video, for example, you want creepy, suspenseful music in your videos. If you cannot understand what kind of music to use, it's better to not use music instead of ruining the experience by using the wrong kind of audio. And with that, your video should be up and ready to publish with actually very minimal effort on the actual creation and editing part. Now, I will suggest that you batch create 3 to 4 videos that will take you about 2 days to do the entire exercise before you start publishing. And this is so that you can stay consistent with your publishing schedule, which is one of the most important factors when it comes to getting monetized quickly. So what I want you to do is focus on posting 1 video every single week up until you reach 2025, ideally after that as well. And if you think consistency does not matter, let me show you something. This is what the views on my channel look like when I was posting inconsistently. So I would post about 2 times a month, sometimes once a month, sometimes 3 times a month. There was no schedule. But when I became consistent, look at how the views have shot up. This is how they started looking. Consistency is important because it signals to the algorithm that you are a serious creator. And the more consistently you publish, the more impressions YouTube actually starts to give to your content. And if you have done everything else on the list that we've spoken about today, more impressions will equal more views. And more views equals getting closer to monetization. But there's a catch here. If your aim is to build real income from YouTube, if you want to make YouTube a revenue generating source for you, relying just on AdSense is not advisable because, like we we spoke about in the previous video, AdSense can often be unreliable, and there are a lot of factors that come into play when it comes to making a lot of money from AdSense. So I highly recommend that you have additional income sources in addition to your AdSense revenue if you're trying to make money from YouTube, if you want to play the game right. But how exactly do you do that? We actually made a whole video on how to start making money from your first video on YouTube. So I highly recommend that you go check that out next. And I highly recommend that the points that we've spoken about in that video, you start incorporating into your content from this moment on. And it is actually going to keep you motivated till you reach monetization. Highly recommend that you watch this one next. And comment below the words "I'm in" if you are ready to do this in 2025. I cannot wait to see your monetized channels next year. All the best, and I'll see you guys in the next one.